Dum da dum dum.
This is my old M17. It has a Home Defense 24 heat core. All the springs upgraded from Home Defense in here, but I reinstalled the stock M17 bolt spring because I am attempting to recreate Autofire. So the full auto pins are still intact. This is just a Grimberg A5 barrel, 9.9 gram riot balls. Auto fire, perfect. Now I'll go through the motions. First thing I'm going to do is just pull the full auto pins and see if that doesn't solve that problem. Oh, and I didn't mention my trigger screw, the factory full auto adjustment screw right here is all the way in, so it's maxed out. See, this is the full kit. So I have the upgraded return. The folded taco spring is in there. I know you can't see it, but it's in there. And also the sear spring. So what I'm going to do is just remove the two full auto pins. Like that. Identical setup, except the full auto pins are now removed. You can see the selector switch still wiggles. Well, let's see how it does. So, in case I did mention, this is only 800 PSI. But it's probably because I'm using the stock spring and the Home Defense heat core, but looking for an alternative way. Okay, 9.9 gram riot balls. It's not quite full auto firing, but it is stuttering. So it's an improvement without the pins. As the world turns. So this was filmed over the course of a few days. So excuse me if I do repeat myself, but you can see here I've reinstalled the full auto pins. What do we know now? Removing the full auto pins did stop the auto fire. I still did get a slight stutter, which is kind of like when the firing pin just, oh, I gotta do it. It just pricks the O-ring, kind of stutters a little and then goes home. So removing those pins did work. Now I'm going to talk about two other ways to do it, and we're going to try one of them here. So the theory behind this, when I'm showing that the selector switch wiggling, I'll take the selector switch out for now. Semi-auto, see that cutout? Full auto. Now in semi-auto, when you pull the trigger, that acts as a stop right there. And in theory, well, in design, I should say, that stop prevents this from striking these two full auto pins. So the way the M17 fires is when you charge your bolt, the sear lurches forward. I'm going to try not to do this without exploding everything. And you see this folded taco area here? That's actually what lifts your sear. So when your bolt lurches forward, it pushes over that folded taco. And then when you actually pull your trigger, it lifts on the front edge of your sear. Now, those full auto pins should not play a part, but when I'm showing you guys, when it's in semi and it's kind of wiggling your selector switch, the thinking is that little bit of wiggle is enough that it is pressing these full auto pins up just ever so slightly, which reduces that grab on your sear. So it might just be doing like just wiggling a little bit, which allows the full auto. Now in full auto, You're gonna see all those pins? It moves them right up, and that's how that should function. So what I'm gonna do, I've put the full auto pins back in. I will test fire it to make sure I again have the auto fire. But what I'm gonna do here is, this is the socket head cap that actually secures your selector switch. I'm gonna swap it with the one that's in the trigger. So it's gonna be hard to see, but there is one right in this hole here, right here. But it's short. So I'm gonna swap them around just for testing purposes. And now let me go out and say, this is not a permanent solution. This would be a solution to test your marker if you're having Autofire, to see if this is your solution. So let me just swap it out here, and then I'll kind of show you what I'm gonna do. Okay, so this is the factory screw in here. Now I've bottomed it out completely. I'm not gonna reinstall the return spring, but when the return spring is in there, it's essentially that screw is not even making contact as the stop. So with this method, you are changing to a longer screw, which I will do now. Don't forget to loosen this set screw on the side before you attempt this. Factory full auto adjuster. The socket head from your selector, you can see it's longer. You can see already how much more I can cause that socket head to protrude. Now, even without the return spring in here, oops, I'm losing my auto pins there. See how it easily makes contact? Which, now let's flip this to semi. It's just a hair shy of hitting it, right? So it's not even bumping it. Don't bump your selector. It won't bump these full auto pins. And you shouldn't have auto fire. Now we've already seen removing the full auto pins does exactly that. But many of you want to still maintain full auto, so that would be a reason to do it this way. That way you could adjust it out, you know, depending on how you want your marker set. Now, I'm going to talk quickly about the alternate method, and that is, that's your stop now, right? You could also shim your return spring, or just have a heavy return spring where it would also act as a stop. So if this spring fully compresses, so like it fully compresses and squeezes itself down and doesn't make contact here, well, then you've essentially achieved the same by using this long screw. So I'm gonna slam this back together. Before I go and test fire for you guys, I would like to mention, credit where credit's due. There's a lot of unsung heroes in our community that don't have channels or don't post in the Facebook groups. And in this case, there are two individuals here that have led me down this path. Marvin Woodside posted in the Facebook groups, you know, some time ago actually, and his method originally started shimming this return spring, so that would limit its contact back here. Now, Mr. Romance from Air Guns and Crafts, he recently posted some videos, and I did share his channel, and I'll share it again down in the description. The alternate method, which was using a longer screw here. So these two methods are interchangeable, essentially. Now, I don't know if Marvin actually went to this screw, and I just picked up on it after Mr. Ramos did a video. He did a video, and I understood what he was doing. And that made me want to try it. So I'm hoping this will also help you guys understand why it does what and why you should try it at least. I mean, these screws are dirt cheap. And oh, before we go test fire, this is M3. So the screw you want to use in the longer one you want to use in your trigger is M3 by 14 millimeter. Check Amazon. Lots of them.
Okay guys, taking into consideration everything that I just said, full auto pins are back in. I've adjusted the longer screw that I swapped here all the way sort of out so it can make full, there's no stop there. So I'm in semi-auto and watch that selector. See how it wiggles? This should auto fire. Remember, this is all upgraded springs, except I have the factory Valken bolt spring in here. And this is only 800 PSI. Now remember, the higher the output pressure, the more likelihood, the more likelihood it will auto fire. It should auto fire right now because the pins are back in. Bottle is pumped. I've been filling them every time I did this test because it tends to do it only on full bottles. Once the bottle drains down about 1,000 PSI, if you drop to 2K, it seems the auto fire disappears, which is what drives people bonkers. Okay. Auto fire, do you think? No, but it almost did. I know you probably didn't detect that. Well, bad example, but we're gonna roll with it because that's what we have to do. Interesting. It's tough to prove something when these things behave. I don't know. I mean, the air pressure today could be different. Bottle was full completely. It did stutter. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to adjust this longer full auto trigger adjustment all the way out so it stops before it makes that selector wiggle, which if you remember when it's wiggling, that might be that extra little bit that is pushing up on those full auto pins and releasing your sear. Having a ball nose Allen key pays dividends for adjusting this screw because you can do it quite easily with it in the marker. But you can see there now, it's adjusted out. I'm in semi-auto and now watch that selector. No wiggle at all because the trigger is hitting that screw stop. 9.9 gram riot balls. During the intermission, I did refill the bottle to 3,000. 9.9 gram riot balls. Trigger screw adjusted so that it acts as a stop. No selector wiggle. Best I can hope for here is that I don't get the stutter. It didn't stutter. Curious. What are these coming out of there at? 330. We'll do one more, because I know you want to know. 328. Let's make this safe. Well, guys, I'm floored. Although the test might show it was inconclusive, because when I went back to the full auto pins and adjusted this all the way, adjusted this stop out, it didn't Autofire, but it did stutter, which tells me it's going to Autofire. Swap these 2 screws here just for testing purposes. Didn't stutter, didn't Autofire. We'll all be a Moggy's uncle. All right, well, I think that's it. I've actually ordered longer screws here, so M3 by 14. You do not want to permanently switch these two, just for testing purposes only. This screw needs to be that screw, if you know what I mean. So, longer screw here, keep this screw here, and you should be good. Any of you guys out there experiencing Autofire and you perform this swap, hit me in the comments. I want to know.